upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a queen who was known as the dark sister of Snow White. She was not always like this, but over time she had become bitter and twisted. The reason for her bitterness was that she had to marry her own father to keep the kingdom and the royal family legacy going. In a far-off land, there lived an evil queen, who was once a young and innocent princess. She was the daughter of the king, but her life was not a happy one. When she was young, her own father, the king, raped her and left her to live a life of isolation and misery. The people and the king overlooked her, because they were too focused on the health of the young Snow White princess. Snow White was the king's favorite, and he spent all of his time and attention on her, leaving the evil queen to suffer alone. The evil queen felt overlooked by her family because of Snow White. This led to the evil queen feeling neglected and unappreciated, and she began to experiment with other men to fill the void.
I was ruined by a king like you.
I shall destroy your happiness, if it is the last thing I do.
The evil queen was filled with bitterness and anger towards the world. She felt that she had been wronged by her own father, and that no one cared about her. As she grew older, she became more and more obsessed with power and control. She longed to be the most powerful person in the land, and she would do anything to achieve that goal. One day, the evil queen met a haunter who shared with her the power of psychedelics, also known as magic. The haunter and the evil queen began a secret and shameful romance, and it was the haunter who introduced her to the world of magic. The evil queen became obsessed with magic and used it to gain more power and control. She began to lose her mind in the narcissism of it all, and the mirror that she always spoke to begin to speak back to her.
Mirror, mirror, on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
On this day, one has come of age, fairer even than you. She is the reason your powers wane.
Who is it?
Snow White.
I see a line of cars and they're all painted black, with flowers and my love both never to come back. I've seen people turn their heads and quickly look away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day.
Additionally, the evil queen had been involved in a shameful romance with a man named Haunter, who had betrayed her and left her feeling isolated and alone. This betrayal only compounded the pain and trauma she had experienced.
Strange, isn't it? Being a woman in a world of men, all the things you can lose. Your home, your family.
As the evil queen delved deeper into the world of magic through psychedelics, she uncovered repressed memories of trauma and abuse from her past.
I was ruined by a king like you.
But the young Snow White princess stumbled upon the evil queen and the haunter in the midst of their passionate lovemaking, fueled by the power of psychedelics. Snow White was shocked and scared, but she promised to keep the secret, knowing that it would go against her father, who had always taken care of her illness with unconditional love.
Snow, do you know what a secret is? If you really, truly want to help me.
I do.
And what you saw, what I told you, must keep it a secret. Can you do that?
Yes. I promise.
Secret, can you keep it? Swear this one you're safe. Better lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave.
The secret did not remain hidden for long.
Rags cannot hide her gentle grace. Alas, she is more fair than thee.
Alas for her. Reveal her name, Snow White.
The king eventually found out about the evil queen's actions and ordered her execution. The evil queen knew that she was in grave danger and had to act fast if she wanted to survive. She decided to dress as beautifully as she could to seduce the king. She gave him a powerful drink of ayahuasca, and he was consumed by agonizing hallucinations. After consuming ayahuasca, the evil queen's husband, the king, died. Blaming herself for his death, she isolated herself from the rest of the world, consumed by guilt and shame.
It spreads within you like a disease. I will not rest until all of Camelot bows before.
I have been left with nothing! I will take back what is mine!
How dare you speak to me like that?
I see your red door.
King.
I want it painted black. No colors anymore. I want them to turn black.
Goodbye, Father.
I see your red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore. I want them to turn black. I see my girls walk by dressed in their Santa clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes.
One of the most significant sources of pain for the evil queen was her relationship with her father, who had raped her when she was young.
Men use women.
Spiral into a state of self-loathing and hatred, leading her to become the villain in her own hero's journey. The guilt of her actions weighed heavily on her heart. She knew that what she had done was wrong, and she could not live with the guilt any longer. She decided to seek redemption for her sins. Desperate to escape her pain, the evil queen turned to psychedelics as a means of coping. This only made her mental state worse, causing her to become obsessed with power and control. In her isolation, the evil queen became fixated on Snow White, seeing her as a source of her pain and trauma. She became obsessed with killing Snow White, believing that it would finally bring her the peace and closure she so desperately craved. The evil queen's descent into madness serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked trauma and the potential consequences of using psychedelics as a means of coping. While these substances can be powerful tools for healing and growth, they must be approached with caution and mindfulness to avoid the potential for harm. The evil queen's obsession with psychedelics grew, and her behavior became increasingly erratic and unpredictable. She retreated deeper into her own mind, lost in a world of her own creation.
Inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door, I must have it painted black.
Meanwhile, Snow White had become a beloved figure among the people of the kingdom. Her beauty and charm captivated all who met her, and she was seen as a symbol of hope and purity. One day, the evil queen, consumed by jealousy and rage, decided she must rid herself of her sister once and for all. She concocted a plan to poison Snow White with a cursed apple, knowing that it would put her into a deep sleep from which she would never awaken.
Your Majesty, the little princess!
Silence! You know the penalty if you fail.
Yes, Your Majesty.
But to make doubly sure you do not fail,
Snow White realized that something was wrong.
Run away! Hide! In the woods, anywhere! Never come back! Now go! Go!
She had a sense of unease and paranoia, as though she was being watched. The Haunter appeared before her, his eyes glowing with a sinister light. He had been sent by the evil queen to capture Snow White and kill her. But Snow White was too quick for him. She ran deeper into the forest, her heart pounding with fear. She knew that the evil queen would stop at nothing to get her hands on the psychedelic substance that had brought her so much power and pleasure. The evil queen used her magic to create a poisoned apple, which she gave to Snow White. The young princess fell into a deep sleep, and the evil queen believed that she had finally won. The apple was infused with a powerful psychedelic substance, which sent Snow White on a journey. The plan worked, and Snow White fell into a deep slumber. The kingdom mourned her loss, and the evil queen believed she had finally achieved her revenge. But fate had other plans. A handsome prince, passing through the kingdom, stumbled upon Snow White's lifeless body, and was immediately struck by her beauty. He leaned in to kiss her, and to the amazement of all who witnessed the scene, Snow White stirred and opened her eyes. The curse had been broken, and Snow White was alive once more. The prince and Snow White fell deeply in love and were married in a grand ceremony, with all the people of the kingdom in attendance. As for the evil queen, she was never seen again. Some say she disappeared into the forest, consumed by her own madness. Others say she was banished from the kingdom, forced to live out the rest of her days in solitude. But no one ever forgot the tale of Snow White and the evil queen, and it remained a cautionary tale for generations to come.
let me see thy face.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest one of all?
I look inside myself and see my heart is black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black.
I've lived too many lives, ravaged entire kingdoms. I have been given powers that you could not even fathom. I will never stop. Never. I will give this wretched world the queen it deserves.
watching TomTom Studio, where we bring you the latest updates and insights on various topics. We appreciate your support and would like to encourage you to engage with our content by subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking.